jammers, and welcome to another live episode of the Jams and Cocktails live podcast. I'm your host, Brad Brock, and I'm joined here in the legendary JNC Lounge by the sugar to my lemonade, Miss Jordan Taylor.
Hi, hello. Oh, thank you.
And our very special guest tonight, the boys from the hard-hitting Southern rock band Switch N Whisky. So you guys, thank you all so much for tuning in live with us on Facebook, YouTube, and JNC Radio. And as always, a thanks to those of you tuning in later on your favorite podcast platform like iHeartRadio. Wherever you're tuning in, please like, share, follow, and subscribe. While we get to know the guys from Switch N Whisky tonight, we'll also get into the Jordy Files. We'll get our midweek motivation. We'll put one lucky band member on the hot seat inside the Lipton tea. We'll play a round of Name That Tune. And, of course, we'll give you all our shameless plugs. But, as tradition states, let's kick off this show with our shot of the week. So you guys, I made this exceptionally more difficult by finding these really adorable fireball shots with only they're a single serve and they have like a lid on them. So as you probably know if you're watching, Fireball Whiskey is our shot of the week for Switch N Whisky, and so you just chill it and shoot it. But I'm going to show you here at the liquor store. They had them pre-made with little seals on it. So you know I wasn't tampering with your liquor, guys.
So fancy.
So let's pop over here and get everybody in the frame. Vern, great to have you back in the lounge, my friend. Gentlemen, welcome to the legendary JNC Lounge. It's great to finally have you here. Cheers to all of you. Cheers to all of you tuning in with us.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Oh, yeah. These shot glasses are pretty substantial,
Yeah,
too.
they're like really hefty.
I think we should keep them.
We might have to.
I'm going to put it over here on my little bar caddy. This is a brand new addition to the legendary JNC Lounge. Jordan, yeah, how you doing over there?
It's like a fresh pack of Big Red.
It is. That was nice. I feel like I would have poured a much heavier hand on that particular thing. But, you know, we got a lot of ground to cover tonight, guys. So we don't want to... I'm talking about me, of course. I don't want to get it out of control. But you guys, you can join us each week for our shot of the week by visiting us at jncpodcast.com and seeing what we're planning. And then on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., you can join us in a toast. Yeah, shot of the week. Fireball. I'm on fire. Well, you guys, they are a force to be reckoned with here on the Treasure Coast and beyond. They are rocking venues across the state. Vern, Eric, Hatchet, and Coby deliver a fresh take on the Southern rock genre, bringing it into 2021. Check out our friends, Switch N Whisky.
One life, she ain't enough. Got a pocket full of pills, lips full of snuff. I always leave with my hands in cuffs. Yeah, I like it hard, yeah, I like it rough. 6 shooters loaded. There ain't no time for bed. Keep the pedal down.
Yeah. Switch N Whisky in the house, you guys. Again, it's so great to finally have you guys here. And you are the first full band that we've had in the lounge, so it's very exciting to have you guys in here to jam out with us. And this is the first time I've seen you guys acoustically in any kind of situation, so
it's definitely a very special night in that sense, isn't it?
It's a first for everybody.
Switch N Whisky unplugged.
I love this. This is
no one could
fantastic.
have predicted this.
Go figure, right? Well, you guys, let's treat these people to what they signed on to listen to, and hit it off with a tune. What do you say?
That sounds good, man. This one's called Beer Today, Long Tomorrow. every day, looking for a place that my guitar can play. Gas tank is empty and I need a bug. On another ride, just because here today and I'll be gone tomorrow. I got a lot on my plate and it's hard to swallow. Here today makes a lot tomorrow. But I'll be here today and I'll be gone tomorrow. And I'm out to town with my hat too tight. Lights getting crossed and the sun shines bright. 6-pack of roadies and I'm on my way, burning through the tires on my Chevrolet. Today and I'm gone tomorrow. I got a lot on my plate and it's hard to swallow. Here today makes a long tomorrow. I'll be here today and I'll be gone tomorrow. Ain't got no place that I'd rather go. Ain't nobody gonna tell me no. Every day might be your very last. So smoking up and drinking, baby, to the past, yeah. Here today and I'll be gone tomorrow. I've got a lot on my plate and it's hard to swallow. Here today makes a long tomorrow. But I'll be here today and I'll be gone tomorrow.
Thank you. Dude, you guys are amazing. That was so good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You know, and it is very interesting to hear you guys perform acoustically. How did that feel? If that was like the first time out of the gate.
It feels good. I can hear everything.
It's amazing when you don't have amplifiers just like blasting in your head, right?
I know there's no noise to hide behind, which is nice, you know, which is good. It's good. It's good for us to do this stuff.
Sure. Well, listen, guys. Vern has been through this all before, so it is a privilege to get to know you guys on a better level. So Vern, you can go ahead and go chill in the green room. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll go take a nap. Okay, wake me up when I'm up.
So let me just start out by asking, I guess, how you guys came together. What was the genesis for Switch N Whisky, and who necessarily do we have to blame for this all coming together? Who do we have to blame for the madness that is Switch N Whisky?
I guess I'll take credit for the genesis, if that's the word you want to use.
Sure.
No, I was playing in a band. It's kind of almost like a Deep Purple situation. I played in a band that Coby over here played in, but we didn't play in the same band at the same time. There were lineup changes and people moved over back and forth between certain instruments, and I became the bass player. And the the lead singer guitarist departed from the band and went to Nashville. Our friend Ramsey and Coby, who I didn't know, made his way back into the band as a fill-in. And
It's amazing how things come around, like full circle.
We just started talking about, what our aspirations were. And Coby and I hit it off. And probably about 3 months later, he had left. He had gone to, he had been committed to a trip that he was going to take to Colorado for a couple of months.
Oh no. Terrible, right?
So I was tasked with finding a singer and a drummer, and actually the contractor. I was working for a general contractor at the time, and I asked him if he knew anybody who had played drums, and he's like, "Yeah, actually, I know a guy. He's a plumber. His son plays drums." And I was like, "Well, is he any good?" And he was like, "Well, the kid's playing all the time, so I assume he is." So that's when I found Eric.
Eric back there.
And actually, fun. What was that?
You just called me, and oh man,
You're tied up. You're tied
you
in.
just called me to hit me up to see if you want me to do a gig or not, and you were kind of looking at two or three other drummers, and you kind of just put me on the back burner at the time.
Oh yeah, that is worth mentioning. I had actually spoken to Eric. A year before that. And I randomly called him up and I asked him, I said, would you like to play drums? And this was for the band I had previously been in because we were looking for a drummer. And call it ghosting or whatever. I never got back to him because it just, it just didn't happen.
Right.
So I hit him up almost exactly a year later and I'm like, hey, you remember me? And I was like, I'd really like to meet because I got something in store. And I guess the next part of it is Coby, fun Switch in history fact. We actually
Write that down. That was Switch in history.
Switch in history fact.
I love that.
If he's watching, shout out to Mike Laban.
Yeah,
he
Mike.
he was originally our first choice, and as a singer, and he was gracious enough actually to tell us. He's like, "Hey, I know what you guys are trying to do." He was like, I just can't commit to it. And needless to say, I put word out that I wanted to find a singer, and a friend of mine, James Lane, Roger, aka, if you're watching,
That's a strange nickname.
Yes,
for a James.
Yeah.
You think Jim?
It's a long story.
Fair enough.
I said, if you know anybody who wants to sing, and he hits me up a couple of nights later after drinking maybe a little bit of Jack Daniels, and he says, "Hey, you got to check this guy out." And he sends me his Spotify, and I start listening to it, and I'm like, "Wow, this guy's really good." And I kind of knew instantly. I'm like, "This is the guy that I want.
That's the voice,
This
right?
is the guy that we wanted." Because I ran it by Coby, and Coby was like really optimistic about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, minor detail. He's in South Africa." So, Coby, you want to comment?
You took it. You took the next question straight out of my mouth. Was bringing or convincing Vern to make that trip to America from South Africa. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
$20 is $20.
$20 is $20.
He ain't gay, but $20 is $20. I mean, first of all, as soon as I seen his video, I was like, "There's no freaking way we're gonna get this guy to move all the way over here and join our band." He's already successful. He's already doing his own thing in South Africa and stuff. Like, the only thing we had to offer was pretty much America.
Check out our flag. It's very colorful.
Yeah, very. It's got 50 stars on it. I think.
That's one more than 49.
So yeah, we got him. We hit him up, and he was actually very responsive to it. He was like, "Yeah, absolutely, I'm down." So we set up a blind date kind of. Flew all the way over here.
Found Vern on Tinder.
Yeah.
Music Tinder, band Tinder.
Yeah, Grindr, whatever it is.
That one too.
It is a bunch of guys in a band, right?
True.
So, and we met at the Hoffman and Jensen for the first time, and we kind of came up. We had to make sure he wasn't a weirdo. He had to make sure we weren't weirdos.
Absolutely.
His friends weren't playing a cruel trick on him in South Africa just to get him to fly to some place in Florida.
Right.
So we all met up. We went back to the studio and we jammed a little bit, and we're like, "Yeah, I mean, this seems pretty good. Let's run with it. Let's see where this goes."
And it turns out we're all weirdos.
Yeah.
I mean, it's helpful if you're all weirdos, like that makes it a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's fantastic. So, and of course, as we mentioned, Vern was on the show. Oh my God, it was almost a year ago, almost
I
to
think it
the
was-
day,
Maybe I wasn't
almost to the day.
pre-COVID?
I think, I think July 9th, 8th or 9th. Well, I'll have to double check my
Oh, really?
my math, but I think almost to the day a year ago you were on the show with us, and of course we dived into that journey from South Africa and the whole turmoil with getting your dog here and just how incredible that was. But it's been a year now since that's all gone down. So how have you adjusted in that year's time here, going through the pandemic, getting back into business and getting to rock out with the guys? How is it now?
Well, I think we are all very fortunate that we are in Florida, because when everything started opening up again, we were busier than ever before.
Right.
I don't know what happened, but we just started hitting the road and playing a lot of gigs. So I really can't complain. It's since the last time I've been here, we've done probably over 150 shows as a band.
Which is impressive.
Yeah.
As a band, like there's a lot of solo people that play, hundreds of shows a year. But like bands, you generally, when you ask, they're just like, oh yeah, we played like 50 shows, one Saturday a week, or, a couple times a month. So that's 150 shows. That's impressive.
And that's not to mention all the solo shows he does during the week on top of that.
Right. Right.
Busy man.
No kidding.
Oh, yeah.
Have you noticed that your solo shows have kind of taken a break with playing with Switch N Whisky as much?
Definitely, especially when it comes from Thursday to Sunday. I try not to take any solo bookings anymore in those days because
Right, they're definitely big band
they're
days.
definitely because we're fully booked till the end of the year. All weekends are packed.
That's
Oh, wow.
amazing. That's so great. I think I had that question a little bit later, but we can dive into it now. We were talking off air, but I've been following your tour, so to say, your Florida tour, and like this past weekend you were out in Walaka, which is like to most people it's like the middle of nowhere, but the pictures were amazing. I thought it was the most beautiful place. I wanted to be there with you guys, but so. You tell us about this weekend, but also tell us about all the places that you kind of been touring to and playing, because there's not a lot of bands locally, at least here in the Treasure Coast, that are going outside of this area as much as you guys are. So tell me about that experience.
Well, this past weekend, I'm traveling to Walaka. We've been going to Crescent City once a month or so. And then we got hooked up with this venue called Long's Log Cabin. And some of the locals there, we befriended. So we played at Long's Log Cabin on the Friday, and then these other people invited us to do their private party at their house. And dude, the reception in that small little town is so amazing because
Right.
it feels like there's only like one or two bars there. So
Sure.
everybody goes to where we are. And the hospitality of these people was amazing. They even baked me a Gibson Les Paul cake
No, they
for my
didn't.
birthday.
No,
These
they
people
didn't.
are the sweetest people you ever met. Salt of the earth, man.
Aw.
Salt of the earth.
That's amazing.
They even made it the right color and everything.
No
Wow.
kidding. Do they go as far as making it sunburst?
No, they made it as blue as my guitar is. Yeah, my Les Paul.
Oh,
You
wait
know?
a minute. So let me back up just a moment. They replicated this cake after your guitar.
Yes.
Wow. That's rock star shit, man.
I know, dude. And you feel like I'm not worthy of this stuff. These people are so nice. And
That's amazing.
Yeah, there's a certain there's just a certain satisfaction when you find a group of down to earth people like that are so appreciative. They know what we're trying to do. They understand it. And they know it's not easy, that it's not many people do this. I think that 30 years ago, I think that we were bands of our certainly of our talent level were a dime a dozen. There were everywhere across the nation in every scene imaginable, from the big cities to the backwoods areas, And there were so many people, so many talented people who, didn't make it, so to speak.
Right.
But we're following an old model that we believe is tried and true, and I think it's served us exceptionally well up to this point.
Well, yeah, man. That's to see what you guys, the metamorphosis from, because I feel like you got a rough shake, because as soon as Vern got here, boom, COVID hit, and it was just kind of a shutdown, and but to see how quickly you guys have bounced back in spite of in 150 dates in the last year. That's incredible. Now, is that including future dates, or is that what you've played to date?
Yeah, that's pretty much from the beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
And then we obviously had the good thing is we only had about 2 months off,
Right.
which was
Dude.
interesting.
Yeah, dude. Thankfully, yeah.
Yep.
No, that's
it was. That's a little jarring when you think about it. You're right,
Yeah.
Eric. We lost a lot of shows in those 2 months.
Dude, it's unbelievable. I was as an entertainer, I was on par to play my busiest year ever, and financially, it was supposed to be my biggest year ever. I had all these plans, best laid plans, as they say, and all these things. I was ready to get into 2020, roaring 20s, right? And and of course, just boom. And the worst part was that Jordan turned 30 in March of 2020. We went out to Vegas. We went ham. I spent every dollar I had, and we had a great time. And I was like, no worries. This is my biggest year ever. And we came back, and it was just like one phone call after another. And I was like, life is about to change dramatically. So we need to, I was like, baby, let me,
Happy birthday. Can I have $5,000?
It was basically, it wasn't quite that much. My
No,
God.
no.
But it was substantial. I was like, happy birthday. I need like $500.
Hey, but that works out though, right? Because I mean, it's like you're going to Vegas. Had it gone the other way, had things gone the other way, what better way to go out with a bang than in Vegas? I mean,
Absolutely correct. And we had a great time. And like all the symptoms were there. People were wearing masks, but of course below their nose. It was wild. Vegas was wild. I can't believe that we didn't come back riddled with COVID. It boggles my mind. We were at one point we were packed into they had this big Ferris wheel downtown now, and we were packed in to this all you could drink bar bubble thing. And
Bubble thing.
and like
God,
there
that
was
sounds
25 of
Yeah, and it
us
was open
smashed
bar.
in. Yeah. And it was open bar for as long as it was going around in a circle.
Was that the high roller?
Yes,
It was the high roller.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Always hit it at sunset. $36, all you can drink.
Oh.
We didn't do that. We went very, very late.
Yeah, we went at night.
Oh, you gotta do it right at sunset.
Yeah.
That sounds better
gotta-
because
Good-
I'm like, I
good
want
to
to go
know
during
now.
the day now, but then you get best of both worlds.
Yeah. It was a blast, and we had a blast. And but yeah, coming back, I was like, all of a sudden, all our gigs were kaput. So with that being said, I'm really, really we're really fortunate that we live where we live, and we were able to go back as entertainers, because entertainers were like the bottom. They were the last people to get to go back to work in Vegas and everywhere else, except for here. As soon as they were like, we were able to serve at 50% capacity, they were like, please come back and play for us and play for our patrons.
Yeah, we were getting booked full bands at 50 capacity.
It's incredible.
You couldn't go wrong with that at all.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
wild.
thanks to guys. Now that I see your poster, the Treasure Coast Entertainment, thanks to guys like Jeff and who's
Yes,
out there.
for real.
Really.
They seriously, those guys, Jeff, Zach. I'm missing people. Ron Hart, all these people that got us back to work straight away. Mike from Night Owl down south. Jimmy, and now I'm just rattling off names. I feel like I just won an award.
I want to thank everybody.
Yeah, I want to thank the Academy. But really, they did play a pivotal part in corralling us back together, because I feel like we were lost cats at one point. I was just like, I would sit in this room and just be like, what am I going to drink today? And, it was ridiculous. But anyway, I am glad that you guys bounced back and that you've now got over 150 shows under your belt, and there's more on the way, booked out all the way to the end of the year, which is incredible. I do have to touch on something. It's difficult for me to talk about. I'm sure it's more difficult for you guys to talk about, but the first time that I saw Switch N Whisky, my first introduction to Switch N Whisky was at Shindig Irish Pub in Port St. Lucie, which is just around the corner from here. And at the time, you guys were fronted by our friend Bradley Saint, and I was just coming off of a triple, believe it or not. I had done a farmer's market, I had done a resort gig, and I just played a gig, I think, at Hop Life. And I was like, I'm hungry, I need a drink, and I'm not ready to go home. I think she was out of town. She was in Michigan. And I was like, I just need to decompress. And I got to Shindig, and you guys were playing, and I've known Brad since middle school, high school, and I was like, what? I had no idea that you guys were playing. And so I sat and I listened to a whole set, and it was so awesome. And Brad, obviously, the enigmatic entertainer that he was just killing it. And so I guess what I want to ask is, how was your experience playing behind such a powerful force? Because he really was. Like, when he grabbed the microphone, all eyes were on Brad. So I guess that's where I'm at.
First and foremost, Brad was my friend. When I moved here in 1998, I moved down here from my family moved down here from Connecticut, and the first day of school, I met Brad. Brad was the only person who came up to me, and he said, "Hi, my name's Bradley. I know you're new here. I just wanted to say hi to you." So I knew Brad a very long time, and I'd like to say that I knew him on a personal level that a lot of other people didn't. He had tremendous stage presence, and it should be said that the reason Brad had been brought into the band was because, unfortunately, it's a very complicated process for somebody to get a work visa.
Absolutely, yeah.
And there's a lot of impediments that can come up over time. And I remember Vern, actually, we were on a group chat, and Vern texted us and said, "Hey, I got to get some money to pay the lawyer. It's going to be a little bit more than I thought it was. You're going to have to give me some time." At that point, it had been probably close to 2 years, maybe a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
Since. So we were definitely, the three of us, Eric, Coby, and myself, we were sitting around and we were thinking to ourselves, okay, we have to do something.
Right.
And within hours of getting that message from Vern, I knew I only had one person in mind, and that was Brad. And I explained the situation to him, and I said, "Hey, look, until Vern gets here, we really, really need somebody. I understand if you can't do it because it's a tall order." It was out of his wheelhouse. A lot of the songs.
Right.
I mean, if you knew Brad, you know what I mean? But he was so energized by the idea that it was out of his wheelhouse. And he was so energized by the idea of playing with Coby and Eric and myself that he took right to it. And he got out of his comfort zone, which I admire from any musician. Anyone who can just dive right into it, right out of their comfort zone is something big. We all develop that somewhere along the line where we only feel comfortable doing this, that, or the other.
Exactly.
But playing behind Brad was something that I'll never forget. And I speak for myself, and I'm sure Coby and Eric. I miss him, and I think about him often.
Same.
So you're asking what it's like to play behind Brad?
Yeah.
It's easy. No one looks at you.
Exactly.
You can't miss a 270-foot man doing back bends on stage.
No kidding.
It's very easy to play next to Brad. He made you feel so comfortable on stage. Yeah. He just proved to you that music's music, man. You just gotta let that shit flow sometimes,
Yeah. Well, while you have the microphone there,
oh God, can I pass it back?
Well, no. I had the opportunity to play a show with your duo.
Josh.
No, it was with I believe it was with Brad, and was it you?
Oh, yeah.
At the Dirty River Jam.
Yeah.
And I think you guys opened that show, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And same deal. Like, and I know you guys played pretty regularly at the Goose as a duo, and I just thought that was so cool, man. And yeah, like, I don't think I could have sat in this room with you guys and not brought up Bradley Saint.
Oh, absolutely.
Because even if it was a short amount of time, there's friendships forged forever. There's additional music outside of Switch N Whisky, and then Brad, of course, himself was just an incredible entertainer. But very, very cool that he was a part of your group for any amount of time. And I am so privileged that I got to go and see you randomly. Literally, I was about to pass out on the bar, and like you guys came back on stage, and I was like, okay, I could do that. I'm down for a set. I could do this. But
knock it out.
yeah, awesome. Well, moving forward, we definitely got to talk about Keep It in the Red, right? This is a long-awaited single from you guys. You guys have been playing for ages. Everybody's been fiending for music. So I don't know who's going to take the helm on this, but let's talk about Keep It in the Red. Let's talk about where you recorded it, what brought it up, and how it got to where it is right now.
Okay. Well, Coby and I were sitting in the studio one day, and we were coming up with a couple of ideas. He brought some of his old ideas to the table, and he had this idea of this chugging chugga 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 type of thing and all the chords and stuff. And I had the same kind of thing. It's like almost like I wrote the same thing like in South Africa that he had. It's just the weirdest thing. We had this
Some sort of a crazy intermix.
Telepathy.
and I had a different idea for the song, and then when he brought the whole Keep It in the Red idea, which you'll explain where that comes from, the title. But
Because I have another question about that too, but yes, carry on.
yeah, and then we started just laying down some ideas. What does he want to do with the chorus and all this stuff, and put the music together. And you know what? We worked on the lyrics together. He did most of the lyrics, but I added a couple of.
He was the musical mastermind behind it.
Yeah.
I just give him jumbled up lyrics. He made it sound good.
Hey,
But yeah, tell him where the title comes from. That's,
We were up at a Blackberry Smoke concert up in Maryville, Tennessee at the Shed Show. And a good buddy of ours, I'm not going to tell you his name just for,
protect his identity, sure.
Yeah. So anyways, he comes run up to the show and like, what are you doing running up, man? He's like, well, cops kind of chased me in my Corvette. I ditched his parking lot. They can arrest me on Monday when I'm done partying for the weekend. He looked at me and said, boy, if I can tell you anything, man, got to keep it in the red. And I was immediately taking my phone out like, that's something.
God,
that was
man.
like 7 years ago.
You guys
too.
are songwriters at heart. Like that's a song. I got to write that down.
Yeah, absolutely.
and that is the first song we actually wrote together.
Yeah.
And the first song we played together as a band. And
I'll give you another Switch in history.
Switch in history.
The
That's
guy-
awesome.
The guy is actually in the music video. You just gotta figure out which one it is.
Well,
Awesome.
I've seen the music video, so I'm pretty confident that he's the guy. So correct me if I'm wrong after we preview it here, but I'm pretty sure I know who the guy is. And if that's the case, that's amazing that he made a little cameo in the video. Very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
So
Felt
let's
like proper homage, you know.
Yeah.
Got paid tribute.
Exactly. That is exactly right. Proper homage.
Yep.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the video. We're going to preview it at the end of this interview, which is code word for getting another drink for those that are not here in the lounge with us. But I've seen a ton of local bands put out music videos, and you always, not that I ever have a preconception on anybody's creativity, but I was like, all right, let me put it on when you guys debuted it. And I was like, this is crazy good. I was blown away. And just the different locations. And I remember that you guys were doing a little bit of a casting call to get people to come out and be part of it. And but I'll let you guys tell me about the process. Tell us about the video.
well, sorry. The thing is, we wanted to come out with a bang. We wanted to send a message that we are serious about this shit. We don't want to fuck around with doing low budget videos or whatever. And not that it's a very high budget video, it's just very well done.
Sure.
So-
Absolutely.
And we got our buddy Juan, who's also in a big ass Colombian metal band called No Raza. And he's extremely talented when it comes to videos and, you know, all those type of things. And I think he did an amazing job. You know, he was the guy for the job. So
Yeah, and you guys were telling me a little bit about some of the gear that he uses, and that's incredible too. And the fact that he knew how to use it, because a lot of people have great gear, but
Yeah,
most
Juan-
people don't know how to use it.
Juan, when we spoke to Juan, we had pitched some ideas to him, and we kind of discussed what we wanted to do. We knew we wanted to have a live crowd situation, and he was actually the one that suggested, well, you should kind of juxtapose it with you guys in the studio. Because our main thing was, and I think we can all agree here, is that, you know, when you're coming out as a new band and you're dropping a new single, the most important thing is, you know, you want to showcase the band.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone can come up with a cool storyline based
Right,
video
right,
and
right.
stuff like that, but we really wanted to showcase the band itself. Juan had, you know, it helped that he was a musician, because explaining to him what we wanted, it was just kind of like, okay, I get it. I get that you should do this. And actually I think it was, Coby, you had come up with the idea of our friend there in the beginning, right? Yeah, of kind of just
Which makes
nice,
a lot of sense.
a nice little detail, and you know, it just so happened, it's kind of funny, another switch in history factoid. It just so happened that he had brought a red car with him. That was not planned, so everything just kind of worked out perfectly. But Juan did a fantastic job, and Juan, if you're watching, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and
okay, Jimba.
yeah, que chimba.
Oh,
We can't wait to do it again.
Awesome. Well, yeah. I have so many. We'll have to review the video, and then I have some questions about things. But we'll move on from there. We were kind of talking off air, but when can we expect another single release from you guys?
Well, we are planning on the 30th of July for the next single.
That's so soon.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent.
So that's, what's that, 4 weeks from now? A little bit less. Yeah, so we're very excited.
Keeping it in the red.
Keeping it in the
Keeping it in
red.
the red.
100%.
And that's what we're going to do. We're probably going to do the next one after that, probably a month or a month and a half after that one. And then we're looking at a EP release at around end of October,
Nice.
maybe November. So get our stuff out there, you know.
That's I'm so stoked. I was telling you guys before we went live that I was frantically driving to Guitar Center to be completely let down for some gear that I needed for tonight. Thankfully, you guys are professionals, and you brought everything that I thought I needed, which was direct boxes for those of you geeking out on gear. And yeah, Guitar Center, they didn't have anything that I needed.
Shocking.
Shocking, right? And so but as I was going over there on JNC Radio, our companion radio station, your song Keep It in the Red came on, and I was like, this is a jam. And it was the first time I got to listen to it in my car, which I mentioned that is where I listen to all my music. So if
That
something
makes all the difference, right? When you're in your car,
it
did
does.
you want to go faster? Did you want to go faster?
Yeah, but I drive a van, so it really didn't want to go very fast.
With your name on it.
With my name on it. But yeah, so I was like, this is great. And I'm very much looking forward to your next releases. I do have to ask, I have just a couple more questions before we make some moves here. But do you guys have any wild gig moments that stick out for you?
Ooh, wow.
I know, loaded question. If any spouses are at home
Jeez,
watching, you should
I
tune out
feel
right
like
now.
this
Go
is-
make some tea, pour yourself a cocktail.
Well, this weekend was pretty wild with the crowd.
Yeah, why don't you elaborate on that a
Just
little?
wearing couple of ladies just wearing nightgowns basically, And I don't know.
Nightgowns is a very PG term for that.
I know. I was
Considering there's
picturing
photo
like,
evidence.
I was
A moo-moo?
picturing, yeah, I was picturing exactly that. A moo
Yeah.
I was picturing exactly.
Like, oh, that's cute.
And then they didn't have anything under the nightgowns, and they were very confident in flaunting whatever they had underneath.
Yeah, the nightgown came off is what he's trying to say.
Perfect.
Yeah, but
Wow.
And then I got a note on stage that said, "If you're straight, do you want to make out?" and she left a name and a number there. So it was a bit-
What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean that she was questioning it? I don't know.
Well, it's 2021, so
You're right, and it was Wallaka. Like Wallaka in Florida. I don't know how they do things down in South Africa, but in Wallaka, Florida, a little wild.
That is indeed its own world.
it really
I
is.
can confirm.
I feel like anywhere there, Crystal River, any of those places in that kind of central to West Florida, where it's like you're not quite to the beach, but there's a lot of rivers, and yeah, it's a whole other planet out there.
it's magical.
It is kind of
It is
magical.
magical.
It is. I have to say, like, considering that we've kind of embraced the label of Southern rock. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely think it was cool to do that because I felt like we were kind of carrying on a legacy
Sure.
of what a lot of bands here in Florida used to do. I mean, they used to play private shows and small little honky tonks. The bands like Molly Hatchet and
Yeah.
Leonard Skinner and all those. I mean, Southern rock is a byproduct of Florida itself.
It really truly is.
So
And yeah, Molly Hatchet, man. I had the privilege of I produced another show with my friend Johnny Ringo, another radio show, and we had the privilege of chatting with Bobby Ingram from Molly Hatchet. He's the last remaining, longest running member of Molly Hatchet, and just the history that he shares. And he's been in it since like 1981. So like that's a huge amount of time. That's almost 40 years, or is 40 years. In the band, and we got the opportunity to go see him down at the Funky Biscuit in Boca and meet those guys. And they still, like, when you mentioned carrying on a legacy, when you have a band that is, they carry the Molly Hatchet name, but Bobby Ingram is the longest running member that wasn't an original member, but he still carries the torch.
Right.
So they run into a lot of problems where it's like people that were fans from the beginning say, "Oh, it's just a tribute band now." But I don't believe that's to be true. Like, they are. What happens when all the original members of every band are gone? Like,
Well,
somebody's got to carry the torch. I feel like it's the best honor.
It's funny that you mentioned this because I was actually reading an interview with Paul Stanley recently, who had made the comment, and I'm pretty sure Gene has made this comment too, if I'm not kind of imagining that in my head, but they said that Kiss might actually persist beyond Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley.
Sure. How could it not?
Yeah, it is in a way. I mean, if you're, I am a bit of a purist because you know what I mean. I am a huge Kiss fan.
Sure.
But I can see it from the standpoint of it's kind of grown beyond a band. Certain bands become institutions,
Right.
and that's certainly one of them. I think Molly Hatchet definitely in Florida, absolutely.
Sure.
Even after all these years, no matter how big the venues are, how small the venues
Exactly.
are, just like Skinner, an institution in and of themselves.
For sure. And I made the comment on a show just recently, actually, that like I feel like if the torch is passed, then what makes it illegitimate? Like if Bobby Ingram owns the name to Molly Hatchet, he owns everything there is about Molly Hatchet. Aside from obviously whatever record company produced them or whatever those little things are, but like he has the name and he tours with it. Same with Kiss. If Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons pass the torch, who's to deny them that? What happens to the Rolling Stones when they cease to exist?
Well, if I can just jump in as far as Switch N Whisky goes,
please.
I feel.
God, I hope you guys have like 100 more years under your belt.
I feel, and I'm sure I speak for the rest of the guys, and definitely Vern. I feel that this is about picking up a banner.
Yeah.
And I think it's about picking up a banner that can be passed on to another generation. And I think the only thing that really bothers me about it is that more people aren't picking up that banner to pass on, because it's like I said previously, we used to be a dime a dozen 30 years ago, bands like us, bands of our talent level and stuff. Now, for what we do, traveling, playing to the level we are, writing our own music, it's just not as prevalent as it used to be.
Yeah.
And especially if you were to just take our genre just being rock
Right.
and roll bands in general.
Yeah.
It's definitely, that's for us. I think that's an important thing, because it deserves to live on.
Absolutely. And that was the thing, you know, when and Jordan's going to crack up, but like when I first heard Vern's music, I was like, "Oh my god, do you know who he sounds like? Do you know who he sounds like?" And she was like, and she named off a couple. I was like, "No." I was like, Buck Cherry.
You're so incorrect. I said this to you.
Ooh, here we go.
Anyway, it's Brad Brock's show.
Okay, true. Okay, I'll let you.
But
take the
no,
credit.
I was like, this is, and let me preface by saying, when I first heard Buck Cherry, hated them. Hated it. I was like, this is awful. This is the worst. And then I gave it a break. Like I put the CD away. CDs, you guys. Put the CD away, and then I was driving. I was doing a gig from here. It was like every Tuesday night out in Okeechobee.
And you had a breakup, and then Crazy Bitch came on, and you like
See, you're
broke
going
everything.
This is before Crazy Bitch. This is back in the lit up days, right? So I was rifling through my CDs and found it, and I put it back in and listened to the whole record again. Whatever the record was, I think it was just their self-titled, and I was like, "This is the most impressive. Like nobody plays rock and roll like this right now. This is rock music now," and I was blown away. And then, of course, you know, I feel like bands like you in this particular genre have, like you said, picked up the torch, picked up the banner, and moved it forward. And your voice, Vern, is completely unique in a way that I've not heard a single person around here that sings like you, man. And that's the truth. It's on another planet.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the compliment. That's I don't know if I
Not gonna say that you sound like Buck Cherry, but
Yes.
like that, the music and your voice combined, I was reminded of that moment when I put that disc back in, and I was like, "Whoa, I have not heard anything like this in ages." Even though I had listened to it before and was like, "Ah," but I think I was listening to like Creed back then. You know, I don't know, but
no. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And the whole thing about passing the torch to younger bands is, I feel like radio stations, especially very commercial radio stations that you get in your area, they're not doing any of the new bands good service, you know, because they keep, and there's nothing wrong with the old stuff, okay? I'm not trying to attack anybody, but
Gator.
but nobody's playing.
shots fired.
The problem is they keep on, and I think that the rock fans are guilty of that too. You know, I'm a rock fan. It's very difficult to let go of certain things and adapt new things as a rock fan.
Right.
And that's why it's really difficult for a new rock band to really break through. And there's amazing rock bands out there that need to be bigger, and they need to be bigger everywhere.
Well, that's the thing, man. I feel like when rock, right around 2005, I would say, is when rock music took the biggest hit from broadcast radio, and that was when Napster was running at its hottest. That's when iTunes was about to drop, you know, and it made music more accessible to everyone, which on the grand scheme of things is very, very cool. But I think rock music took the biggest brunt, aside from like jazz and other forms of music. But rock was on the radio. You know, we here in the Palm Beaches, we had the Buzz, and they threw huge festivals, and I went every year, and it was amazing. You know,
Bixie was the shit.
yeah, man. And these rock bands were thriving and doing their thing. And I feel like right around between 2005 and 2010, it all ceased to exist. You know.
And it's not just radio. It's it also comes down to live show promoters.
Yeah.
Because if you see who's, because we've been like really hunkering down and trying to get some opening slots for some of the bands that we like. And then you see them playing at a venue in Fort Lauderdale or whatever, and who's opening for them? A tribute band. And I've got nothing against tribute bands.
Right.
Those guys can make all the money they want and do that. But how are we ever going to get people to, exposed to new music if we keep on doing those type of things?
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
there does seem to be a degree of, for lack of a better word, it seems like gatekeeping.
Yeah.
It seems like there were X amount of bands that became successful pretty much up until the time you mentioned about, 2005, if you really want to stretch it out. It seems like a bunch of bands really became successful in our genre across multiple countless subgenres.
Absolutely.
Actually. You know what I mean? You've got everything from Buck Cherry to Korn to
it was
Power Man 5000.
Yeah. I feel like our genres of music in general have shrunken down.
Yeah, they really have.
At least in the sense that what you hear on broadcast radio, the genres have been shrunk down to a very, very small amount, and that's why you find a lot of them like crossing and cross genres and features from other genres and pop music, and it's just this whole wild thing just to get that little bit of radio time.
You talk about that first Buck Cherry album.
Yeah.
And that's a great example of something which, I mean, I'm pretty sure the year on that is 99.
Yeah,
so.
You're very, very close. It's
Yeah,
either 99 or 2001.
It's got to be
put it
somewhere around there. But that first Buck Cherry album there's something about it where, like, compared to everything else that's coming out around that time, it's visceral, it's ballsy, there's just a certain level of of just testosterone. It's that rock and roll spirit. And the great part about it, and I've referenced this many times, I think with us, with how we go about writing our music or even just performing on stage, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. Right. Switch N Whisky is not about, some sort of, we're not trying to go to Mars or Pluto or some other planet. We're trying to take something which has intrinsic value, being the genre itself, and preserve it, if anything, for another age, because it's just science. It's like, it may not be the biggest genre now, but there is certainly a dedicated niche.
Science.
Yeah. Follow the science. I mean, rock and roll kicks ass.
What we are doing is science.
Yes, it's science. Well, you guys, I want to just say that I in no way think that you guys are a tribute band. You are incredibly original. Keep It in the Red is a clear vision of that. We're going to actually go in and show them the video here in just a second. Everybody tuning in here. We got quite a bit of people, man, and they're chiming in. As soon as the video is done, we'll read through some comments. Do you get any good ones over there?
Oh yeah, there's so many.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal.
I'm more nervous about the dick pics.
You guys have the best
I'm
fans.
more nervous about the people who aren't our fans.
Yeah, right. They haven't chimed in yet. Maybe after the video.
Yeah. Maybe.
But you have the best fans. They all have the nicest things to say. Everyone loves you guys for some reason. No,
For some reason, she said.
yeah, it's so lovely.
That's awesome. You guys, this is the video for Keep It in the Red, the very first single from Switch N Whisky. Oh, I can't even talk. I need more whiskey myself, I think. And so if you haven't seen it yet, you're going to see it now. Check it out. We're going to talk a little bit about it when we come back. But I think it's time to freshen up these drinks, boys and girls. Oh, let me figure out what I'm doing here. This is my first time. My first time running the show. You guys, check it out. Keep It in the Red.
If you want to rock and roll, baby, you got to keep it in the red.
Chugging beer head, chain smoking cigarettes, days driving by, not one regret. Running fast, running hard, sleeps for the dead, living life always in the red. The governor's about to break, roll a load of dice, keeping all the take. Turn it up to 10. You gotta push it, gotta keep it in the red. One life, you ain't enough. Got a pocket full of pills and full of snuff. I always leave with my hands in cuffs. Yeah, I like it hard, yeah, I like it rough. 6 shooters loaded. There ain't no time for bed. Keep the pedal down. Keep it in the red. I scream as I slide into the road, and just hot the train is about to blow. Trying to chase me down, coming for my load. Stick me in the cage till I'm cold. I light my final cigarette, take a hit of moonshine to clear my head. Can't only catch me from there. Gotta push it, gotta keep it in the red. One life, you ain't enough. Got a pocket full of pills and full of stuff. I always leave with my hands in cuffs. Yeah, I like it hard, yeah, I like it rough. 6 shooters loaded. There ain't no time for bed. Keep the pedal down. Keep it in the red.
So good. But I have so many questions. Okay. Let's begin. This one goes to Eric. Is that the only shirt that you own?
No. There's one other.
There's one.
No, I
He
was
bought
so
a
funny.
couple of the same shirt.
I was busting his chops. I was like, dude, you're wearing the same shirt.
Soon there'll be the red one.
Oh yeah.
Very good. Secondly, since we're talking about apparel, one signature look that I've come to expect from Switch N Whisky is Hatchet's pants.
Yep.
So was this a decision, or you were like, somebody was like, that's your look, you have to keep it forever now?
No, it was inspired by one of my influences, Pete Way of UFO.
Okay.
He always used to wear sometimes they were polka dot pants, other times they were striped pants, but a lot of times they were striped pants. And a lot of my influences that were influenced by him, such as Nikki Sixx and Steve Harris of Iron Maiden, they all at one time or another sported striped pants. I just took it one step further, and I was like, I really want some bell bottoms. But now we're unfortunately to a point where it's like I have to like keep a stock of these things.
No kidding.
Because now I'm at a point where it's like, we were over in Naples at a bar, and this couple was like, she goes, we were about to leave and we didn't know who the band was playing. We didn't recognize the name, but then we saw you walk in with those pants and we're like, oh, it's that band.
See?
So needless to say, I'm stuck in these until I die.
There's a guy in England that's actually going to buy him.
Oh yeah, that's worth mentioning. We were at a place called Woody's Riveroo. We were at a place called Woody's Riveroo over in Ellenton, Florida, on the West Coast. And this British guy, he comes up to me and he's like, oh mate, I love your pants. This is fantastic. And I was like, yeah, man, I actually get them from England. And he's like, where in England? And I was like, Leicester. He's like, oh, I live in Leicester. I have to go. So I gave him the company, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna send you. He goes, when is your birthday? And I was like, September 9th. And he's like, I don't fucking believe it. I was born on September 9th too. You know what I mean? So he's like, so I'm supposed to be getting all things go according to plan. I'm supposed to be getting at least 2 pairs in the mail circa my birthday, September 9th. So.
I don't know what they're going to be, but
again, it's like, again, Switch in history is writing itself.
No kidding. We're going to have a whole podcast just on Switch in history.
It's amazing.
Coby, I feel like that you and Vern really have pretty consistent styles. Vern goes hat or sans hat, and Coby, you go hat or sans hat. Both aviator glasses 100% of the time, except in Vern's video for Cougar, which we might get to a little bit later on. And I definitely want to talk about that as well since we have you here. But yeah, are there any plans for any bold fashion statements for you guys?
Banana hammocks for everybody.
Yes.
Great. So we'll organize another show for banana hammocks. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't think the style is going to change a whole hell of a lot.
Yeah.
You know.
I love it. It's you guys definitely have a thing, and it works, and people are clearly responding to it. When you walk into a room and they go, oh, now I know who the band is. Like, it's very cool. And to have 4 dudes that stick together in one group as a unit, that's kind of unheard of around here. We have a lot of people that are hired guns and play a lot. Justin Mandel, perfect example. A good friend of mine plays in a duo with me, but plays in bands all over the place. Incredible musician, but like, he doesn't have a home. He's in everybody's house, and it's great for me because he gets to perform with me and I get to perform with him. But to have a cohesive unit like this is very, very cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, Switch N Whisky is definitely not a conglomeration of hired guns. Everybody that is here in this lineup deserves to be here, has pulled their weight, and they are Switch N Whisky. It is the sum of its parts.
It's very cool. Well, I mean, for God's sake, Vern moved continents to be here, to be part of it, so I think that's very cool. Yeah, we're going to let these guys take a little break and have a little drink and join us in the Jordy Files coming up, because it's time for Jordan to take us through all things entertainment in the Jordy Files.
Get it, girl.
Oh, dear.
Jordy. I forgot to change your background.
That's okay.
But it's so fun.
Oh, okay. You can change it if you want.
Okay. Let me do
I
it.
have lots, so buckle
Oh,
in.
perfect.
Everyone. Yeah.
What do you got for us today?
Okay, so July 7th, 7/7, birthdays today. In 1928, American singer Mary Ford. It's funny how sometimes the interviews relate to the Jordy Files. But anyway, American singer Mary Ford married to Les Paul, and together they had the 1953 U.S. #1 single Vaya con Dios. That's my Spanish. And 16
And
other. I don't know if it was.
what does that mean? Vaya con Dios.
Goodbye.
It means shake your ass, pretty lady.
Oh, shake your groove thing.
Almost, not quite.
Is that what it means?
Oh, it means go with God.
Oh, that's why I don't know what it means.
But it is a like a goodbye, and you know, like
I did say
go with God.
goodbye.
Yes,
I did say goodbye.
But
I knew
the
it wasn't
translation
goodbye,
is
but-
go with God.
Okay. Anyway, and they had 16 other top 10 hits. No big deal. In 1932, Joe Zawona, pianist with Miles.
What was that name?
I had it phonetically, so I was trying to work through the phonetics of it. It showed. From the Miles Davis Band, an American jazz fusion band of the 1970s and early 1980s, Weather Report was born on this day. In 1940, Richard Starkey, better known for his stage name of, does anyone have any guesses who?
Richard Starkey.
Richard
That name sounds
Starkey.
familiar to me, but I'm not sure. You guys have any guesses?
It's an obvious one. You're going to have a facepalm moment.
Well, go ahead. Give it to us.
So, better known as Ringo Starr,
Ringo. Oh, God. Yes. Ringo.
drummer and vocalist of a little band, The Beatles.
Just a small band. Blip on the map.
Small band. And then in 1947, English rock and blues drummer Rob Townsend was born on this day. In 1950, David Hodo from American disco group The Village People was born on this day. They had the hit singles Macho Man, In the Navy, and of course the YMCA song.
Macho Man.
Wasn't that your first cassette you ever owned? Oh no, your first song you ever downloaded?
No. That was Men at Work.
Dang it, I
Down
was
Under.
getting mixed up.
Yeah. That was the
Dudes.
first MP3 that I ever listened to in my life.
I can't believe you know and remember that about yourself. I couldn't even tell you.
It was fascinating.
The old Vegemite sandwich.
Everyone says that.
It was my
blame you.
so my stepdad introduced it to me, and he was like, this is a music file that you could fit on a floppy disk.
A floppy disk.
Dead serious, guys. Dead serious.
You were like the only guy in the world at that moment who was downloading a Men at Work MP3. I mean, like everyone else is downloading Queen and AC/DC.
I don't even know.
Yeah,
This
you're
was
just-
like 1998. It had to have been.
Yeah, they were so
maybe
out of
earlier
style
than
at
that.
point. Oh
Wow.
my god!
I know.
You were.
Now,
You were
I
so ahead
I
of the
wasn't
curve.
downloading it. My dad came home from work, mind blown at the sheer file size of this audio file.
It is wild.
And he was like, "Listen to this. This is the future." And he was right.
And you're like, okay.
Even though MP3s are now kind of out and it's all streaming, but anyway, carry on. Sorry.
And then in 1962, singer Clive Jackson, who with Doctor and the Medics had the 1986 #1 single with their version of the Norman Greenbaum 1969 hit Spirit in the Sky. In 1981, born on this day, stage name was Sinister Gates, birth name Brian Elwin Hayner Jr., American guitarist, songwriter of Avenged Sevenfold, was born on this day.
Yeah, didn't we have somebody else from that band just recently?
I think so.
I mean, I guess everybody was born on a day. So.
Yeah, makes sense. And my sources only, have a select favorite groups they like to talk about. So
Fair.
Yeah. In 1988, Elan Rubin, drummer from Welsh rock band Lost Prophets. Does everyone remember Lost Prophets?
I don't. I'm
You don't
sorry.
remember Lost Prophets?
Were,
Am I alone? Am I too young?
were they-
Is this? Am I
were they some kind of like emo band?
a
or-
little bit?
The name is very apt in this case.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers. it.
Dang. Okay, guys, I'm alone. I had the CD, but I guess okay. Womp womp.
Where is it? There it is.
No love for the Lost Prophets. All right. In 1994, our baby of the bunch, Ashton Irwin, drummer with 5 Seconds of Summer, who had a #1 UK hit with "She Looks So Perfect."
think they've had way better songs than that, but they're pretty good
Yeah.
for like a pop rock band.
Yeah. They're decent.
Can
you believe 1994?
all the guys in Switch N Whisky right now are shaking their head.
They're like, what?
I saw it. I was like,
Disaster.
they're about to burn my house
We
down.
just time traveled all the way from the 70s, okay?
Yeah, you're trying to catch up
This band
now
was
to
created
this
in 1971.
teeny bopper stuff that's
Fair
happening
enough.
over here.
Fair enough.
Ooh, and then on this day in music history, in 1969, George Harrison recorded his new song, Here Comes the Sun, with just two other Beatles, Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr, at Abbey Road in London. John Lennon was absent, recovering from a car crash in Scotland during this time.
Yikes.
And almost to the day of today, Sir Bradley and myself were at the Abbey Road and Abbey Road Studios in London.
We
Please
were?
see photos on the screen behind me. Cue the photos,
There
Brad.
they are. There they are. There's a few of the photos
These
there.
were personally taken by me, so if you need any photography, I'm not the one, but I would like to try.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. Oh, you just put them on the whole screen, not
I
the
just
screen
put them
behind me.
on the
Okay, I'm
screen,
just
yeah.
Vanna Whiting for no reason.
It's fun though. The photograph all the way to the left, right dead center, is actually a Brad Brock sticker.
We stuck on the wall, which I think they
Vandalized
then
Abbey
removed.
Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
That
it's
was
there. And in fact, I had friends that had gone afterwards, and they've completely
Removed the
walled
Beatles
off
wall.
like all of that stuff. It's all now been changed or cleaned up. They cleaned up their act.
Yeah.
Over there
Cutest
at
little
Abbey Road.
studio.
Yeah. I wanted to go in, but they were like, "No, get out of here, scallywag."
Yeah.
They didn't say that. I didn't talk to anybody. Gates were locked.
We did cross the Abbey Road, though. That is like a deadly road. I don't know how.
Yeah, because there's 1,000 tourists
Yeah,
that
that
want to
too.
make the walk across, and then it's like rush hour traffic. So there's 500 cars trying to and everybody knows the drill. They stop when they see somebody like
And they gotta
standing in
take
the road, like,
pose.
oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was so pissed because I tried to take so many photos of it with no one in the frame, and someone ruined every shot.
Every
There
shot.
was- yeah.
That's the way it is.
Anywho,
Welcome to 50 years later.
yeah. In 1971, on this day, 26-year-old pop star Bjorn Uvulus.
Uvulus. I don't know if that's right.
Uvulus. I don't know. And 21-year-old and I don't. Okay, I'm not even going to try it. Married in Sweden. They were from ABBA. 3,000 ABBA fans arrived, and in the chaos, a police horse stepped on the bride's foot, causing her slight injury. Mamma mia! Mamma mia!
Nice.
Yes,
That was-
so they married each
that
other.
was a good
today.
one.
Yeah, thank you. It sounded better in my head. In
Best
1980.
metal band to ever come out of Sweden.
Oh, yeah, they have some tough names. In 1980, Led Zeppelin played their last ever concert with drummer John Bonham.
Yeah.
When they appeared in West Berlin at the end of a European tour. They finished the show with a 17-minute version of Whole Lotta Love.
Wow.
That is a whole lot of love.
Nice. You're on fire tonight.
Thank you. I may not be able to pronounce
17 minutes.
names,
Have
but
you guys ever performed a 17-minute song?
We do this little bit of a kind of like a medley. But we go from one song, then we go into two other songs. We go back to the one song, and that takes about 13 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But never a 17-minute version of Keep It in the Red?
Never a 17-minute version. Rock in peace, Mr. John Bonham.
Yeah.
That's a
No kidding. Oh, I believe that there was some live record that they did where John Bonham took this incredible drum solo and the rest of the band all left the stage, and it was like 12 minutes of drum soloing. I forget the song.
Moby Dick.
Yeah,
That's what they did
Yeah.
every time with Moby Dick. Moby Dick was the drum.
that was the
solo.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go and go crazy.
I remember reading an interview with Steven Tyler, and he was saying he went to go see Cream back in the late '60s, right before they had broken up. He's like, yeah, I was so disappointed. He goes because they did a version of Spoonful, which was like this like just blues jam, just this
Right.
like 12-bar blues jam. And he's like, yeah, they did a version of Spoonful, and they jammed for like 32 minutes. I was so disappointed. And I was like, wow. From Steven Tyler, that's somewhat candid considering they were an influence.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, but 32 minutes. I
32
feel like
minutes
that's a
is
little,
definitely like I need to go get a beer and go to
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Yeah, I definitely would have. And I love cream in my coffee.
Same here.
No,
True.
no, I'm not going to give myself a drum for that. Carry on.
And then in 1984, on this day, Bruce Springsteen went to number 1 on the U.S. album chart with Born in the USA. The album went on to spend a total of 139 weeks on the U.S. chart. It's also one of 3 albums to produce 7 top 10 U.S. singles.
Oh,
The other 2 were by Jacksons, Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson.
how about that?
I mean, they ruled the 80s, let's be honest. So.
And a lot of the 90s as well. Yeah.
True. Also, on this day in 1984, the same year, Prince started a 5-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles chart with When Doves Cry, his first U.S. number 1, which went on to sell over 2 million copies. And on this day in 1989, it was announced that for the first time, compact discs were outselling vinyl albums.
Whoa.
We had the whole segment on the the CDs
Yeah,
and
no, we
stuff.
did.
See,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
it's all coming together.
Written in the stars.
So, yep.
What's a compact disc?
How quickly it's all evolving. Like,
You'd be so
I still, Jordan and I, we both found our little CD books from,
That you'd
back
keep in the
in the day, you
car.
keep in the car. And I don't know if you guys are old enough for that.
we played all our mixes.
My first, what do you say, library was cassettes. So
Okay. We're there. I did have a lot of cassettes. I have like a crate of cassettes.
yeah, my mom gave it to me because that's the only thing my
Yeah.
car played when I first got it.
Yeah.
Double decker. You unzip the top, you flip it over, you unzip the other side. Warrant.
Oh, yeah.
AC, terrible.
Terrible. Just
Warrant,
terrible.
not ACDC.
There was
I remember the first single that I ever saw on cassette was my sister had a copy of LL Cool J's "Mama's Gonna Knock You Out."
yeah.
Oh, dear.
Wow, that's gangster.
Yeah, my sister's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember 8-tracks, man. Well, I don't remember 8-tracks, but 8-tracks were crazy because like 8-track would stop in the middle of a song and then automatically flip sides. And so you'd be like right in the middle of like "Don't Stop Believin'."
Oh, you
And,
wanted to listen to this?
and
Change
it's
your
like,
plans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you'd have to like wait for a second for it to flip
And
sides.
then you're like, did it break or do I need to do something here? Yeah, my grandparents had one in their basement. We used to rock out to Elvis Presley. And stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
All right, carry on.
Anyway, in 2000, Eminem scored his first UK number 1 single with The Real Slim Shady. So had to mention that. Big Marshall Mathers
Please stand.
fan. In 2010, Paul McCartney joined Ringo Starr. It was a big day for Mr. Starr
No
today.
kidding.
On stage at a concert at New York's Radio City Music Hall to help celebrate the former Beatle drummer's 70th birthday, with Ringo's all-star band joined by Yoko Ono, Joe Walsh, Angus Young, and Stephen Van Zandt. Ringo got by with a little help from his friends.
You're man.
Sorry, yeah.
We're gonna have to give her a comedy segment here.
I think I have earned the dad joke.
I think
sticker
I
for the
think you
day.
spent a little too much time with Ringo yesterday.
I think I did. I
that's
think
what
that
happened.
rubbed off on me a little bit. Oh man. Okay, this is an interesting one, folks. On this day in 2015, climate scientists from 5 leading universities, not disclosed which ones they were, found that 163 of Bob Dylan's 542 songs reference the climate, almost a third of his songs, making him the musician most likely to mention the weather in his lyrics.
Wow.
Any guesses as to who was number 2? just making
I
it a
don't
fun
know.
game.
Any
I don't
guesses over there? John Prine?
know.
Was that
No,
one? No, that wasn't one.
nope.
Hmm.
It's a group.
I kind of want to say the Weather Girls, but I think they only had that one song.
Was it about the weather?
I mean, it was Raining Men, right?
Oh, okay. It was, if you couldn't guess, the Beatles. They came in at number 2, mentioning the weather in 48 of their 308 songs they wrote.
Well, yeah. So let just go back for just a moment because I just want to make sure I get this right. How many songs in Bob Dylan's catalog mentioned weather?
163 of his 542 songs.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I can't believe he has that many songs too.
It's like he's written songs for people who aren't even popular.
Yeah.
I know. He's
What
Bob
a-
Dylan, legend.
Right?
Legend.
So yes, interesting fact for y'all. And then we only have one departure for today.
Oh, thank God.
Yes. In 2006, Syd Barrett died from complications arising from diabetes at the age of 60. The singer, songwriter, guitarist was one of the founding members of Pink Floyd,
yeah.
active as a rock musician for only about 7 years before he went into seclusion. He joined Pink Floyd in 1965, but left 3 years later after only one album. He released 2 solo albums before going into self-imposed seclusion lasting more than 30 years. Isn't that
the rock star
crazy?
life is not for everyone.
Yeah, I was like, oh, dang.
But Syd Barrett, he left his mark
Yeah.
on that first record, sure.
Yeah, he just he got in, got out, did his Pink Floyd.
Like a bank robber.
Yeah.
He definitely left a lot of mystique, didn't he? Like behind.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Like to have gone away from music for so long and we still know his name.
Yep.
It's wild.
And then there's a new segment alert we are going to talk about some current events going on. So this is the current events. So Mumford & Sons guitarist and banjo player has called it quits to speak freely on politics. Winston Marshall, a founding member of the folk rock group, said that as long as he is a member of the band, speaking his mind on the evils of political extremism could bring them trouble. His loyalty and love for them cannot permit that. So he decided
quit.
to, yeah.
Wow.
And, personally, I'm like, get
Why
it.
did he say it and not just quit?
Why what?
Why did he just quit? Why did he have to say that he's gonna quit?
I guess because I think when I was
I don't
reading
know.
the
Well-
article, a lot of people were really strongly accusing him of being super right leaning, I think it was saying, or something. And he's like, no, I think you're all stupid. And I want to say that both sides of extremism are dumb. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Yeah, you probably should tell everyone that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if he was pressured.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I guess,
whatever.
but
Good for
yeah,
him
he could have
for
just-
making his decision and
Yeah,
sticking
and not
by it.
taking the band down
didn't
with
those
him.
guys make it like when they were really young? Because
I think so.
Yeah.
he's not like super old.
No,
Yeah,
not at
no.
all. I mean, I can only imagine that they're in their 40s,
Yeah.
late 30s, early 40s.
Yes, so he has called it quits. So hopefully Mumford carries on without him because I love them. I think they are.
Anybody play banjo?
Majestical.
Anybody want to go audition for Mumford?
He's like,
Oh, did he quit the band?
Yeah, he quit
Yeah.
the band.
I thought you just said he released a
just-
statement saying he's going to quit talking about politics.
No. He quit the
Whoa.
band. He quit the band so that he could speak his mind. I
Yeah,
think that's
and,
what-
and not bring the band down.
That's the
That's
gist,
a good
yeah.
press release, though.
yeah.
I love politics so much I'm going to leave my band.
Yeah, to just talk
Right?
about it all the time.
Unbelievable.
Oh, and then a little bit of a sad update, but needs to be brought to light. For all the Blink-182 fans out there, Mike Hoppus announced that he has cancer and is undergoing chemo.
Oh, no.
He is the bassist and vocalist for Blink-182. He is undergoing chemotherapy for the last 3 months, he said, and whilst being scared, he remains optimistic and states that he can't wait to be cancer-free and see you all at a concert in the near future.
Nice.
So,
Well, good.
remaining positive, yes.
Putting some positive vibes out there.
Yes. And then finally, just announced, Bruce Springsteen's daughter, Jessica, makes the U.S. Olympic equestrian team. She is now ranked as number 3 on the U.S. rider list and number 27 in the world. So, wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Stay away from the dope.
Who would have thunk it?
God, no kidding.
She's
Oh.
good with horses. It's good
Yeah.
to know.
And then now, as promised and anticipated, here is another quirky National On This Day video. Today is National Dive Bar Day and National Strawberry Sundae Day. please
Sunday day?
Sunday day. Sunday?
Sunday day.
Enjoy.
Why wouldn't that be a Sunday?
On Sunday, yeah.
You know, if I made up the national days, these videos would be better. But I don't. So here we are.
Strawberry Sunday.
I don't know, man. I have dreams, and then I wake up and I decide to make those dumbass videos.
That was pretty good.
It made you all want a Sunday, didn't it?
Let me tell you what. The best part about it was I got to eat not one strawberry sundae, but 2 strawberry sundaes. Yeah, it's exactly right. I was like, I needed to like switch into a different outfit, and had to make 2 sundaes. Couldn't let the one go to waste. Had to eat them both.
Hey, that's our next project, Switch N Sundays.
Switch N Sundays.
That's going to be the name of the Switch N Whisky ice cream truck.
I love it.
Another part of Switch in history. Amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna put it in there. We're writing it. We're writing it as we go.
Yeah, this is live. This is all stream of consciousness right here.
No
It's like a
kidding.
Tarantino film.
Oh my god. I hope not. A lot of people die in those movies.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to
Jordan, are we all done with the Jordy Files?
That is all I have for you folks.
Oh, the
Thanks for
Jordy Files.
sticking it out with me. Thank you.
Unbelievable. To be honest, I completely forgot about that video at all today.
Wow, you're welcome.
I swear, I was ready to I'm looking at my notes and was like, okay, we're almost done here. We're gonna get the boys back up to play a song, and then you brought that up, and I was like, oh yeah, that is something I did today.
That's what happens when we go away and we travel. We forget about the videos that get taken.
I recorded that hours ago. Nothing makes sense anymore to me at all in my life. Anyway, you guys, we're gonna get Eric to jump back on the drum kit. Be sure, you guys, to binge all of Jordan's segments at jncpodcast.com. Coming up, we'll be putting one of the boys on the hot seat inside the Lipton tea. But first, they're here to perform for you once again. Very, very exciting stuff here. What are you guys gonna jam out? By the way, are these original tunes?
Yes.
Yeah? Oh, very, very exciting. This is exclusive stuff. You guys, you're either hearing it here or you're hearing it at a show. Let me oh, there it is. There's the good goods. All right, you guys, give it up for Switch N Whisky.
Okay, this song is called Lucy. Lucy was no stranger to the fun, loving kind of life to the fullest, one day at a time, lusting for the good times, rock and roll. Never had much money, but she sure had all to go. Rags to riches, now she's wearing his crown. Rags to riches, now she can't go to loud. She works for nothing, but she still needs more than gold. I'm rocking with the girls on a Friday night. Lucy found herself falling right into his eyes. The man was away, he had it all figured out. Swept her off her feet, left the window down. Rags to riches, wearing his crown. Rags to riches, now she can't go without. She works for nothing, but she still needs more than gold. An eye for an eye is a whole lot.
Band started playing, and it hit just right. Go back to those towns for a while now. Racks and riches, now she's wearing this crown. Racks and riches, now she's king of without. She wants for nothing, but she still needs more. Racks and riches, now she's wearing this crown. Racks and riches, now she's king of without. She wants for nothing, but she still needs more. She still needs more to go.
Awesome, you guys.
Thank you.
Just simply awesome. Simply awesome. It was, seriously, I just want to, before we jump into the next segment, I want to touch on some of the comments that are coming in from the live
please do.
stream. First of all, you guys have incredible fans.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much for tuning in live with us here on the Jams and Cocktails podcast and hanging out with us and Switch N Whisky. Just want to say, where is it? I saw a really good one. Where is it?
And fans from all over. You have people tuning in
Diana
from
Henry said,
Jacksonville.
said, love the song and video, but Coby, what's up with the scrunched up face? He's in the mood. He's in the moment there. Joe Elaine Quinn said, this is my favorite band. Love their originals. Awesome. She also said, we are so blessed to have such talent in our community. Jacob Small said, Switch N Whisky, you guys fucking rock. It's great.
Consistent.
Let's see. Just Mary Connolly said, Jonathan, I still need a piece of your pants. Kate Woodall said, some more skin, please.
Hey, that's my wife, by the way.
Well, Mary Connolly said, I agree with Kate. So we're going to have to take it off.
Everyone wants more skin.
Going to have to take it off, boys. Now I'm going to mispronounce this name. Lisa, I don't know. It's got 2 dots over the E. I don't know how.
It's just Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah.
Very fancy. She said, I remember telling you guys one night how each of you have your own trademark. Jonathan wears striped pants. Coby always has a cigarette in his mouth. Eric always breaks his sticks, and Vern just needs guitar picks to throw. She said, love you guys. Very, very cool.
What a trademark.
Rick Middleton mentioned that Ringo turned 81 today. Huge accomplishment. Mary said, I love Lucy. Funny.
I know. I like
Everybody
that.
loves Lucy. This gal.
Michelle said that she loved that we spoke about Brad and that you guys are great. And our friend Linda said another great tune. So yeah, we're wrapping it up. Looking on our YouTube channel here. Ryan McGowan said, I feel like the red pants guy could keep it in the red a little more.
I know who that is.
Robin Huff said, we love Switch N Whisky, and that's my red car in the video, and my boyfriend who inspired the song. Nice. Right on, Robin. My former guitar player, Andrew Gentile, tuning in, said, sounds great, guys. Nice guitar solos. And Michelle McCartan from Melbourne says, hi. Yes. you guys are a fucking hit.
Yeah.
You guys know that? You guys know that. Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
All in a day's work.
all in a day's work. Well, we're going to find out a little bit more about one of you coming up here in our next segment that we call Inside the Lipton Tea. But first, I feel like we need to spin the wheel of doom. So we're going to do that. As I mentioned earlier, Vern has already been through this. His watch your head, man.
Oh, sorry.
These are things that nobody ever says to me. Watch your head. Perks of being short. Anyway, so on the wheel of doom, we have Hatchet, Coby, and Eric. So we're gonna spin that wheel, and we're gonna find out who's going to be on the hot seat to answer these questions. It's Coby.
He was watching too. He's like, no.
I knew it. All people I wanted to be Eric.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go.
Well, guess what? Guess who it's not.
Uh-huh.
All right, you guys. This is Inside the Lifted Tea.
All right, so what am I doing here?
Answering questions. Very simple.
First thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah.
Maybe the second thing.
Hello and welcome to Inside the Lipton Tea. I'm Brad Brock playing the part of Mr. James Lipton, legendary host of Inside the Actor Studio. They put the whiskey here right by me. They meaning me.
You're welcome.
I'm here with Coby of the band Switch N Whisky. Let's begin. Coby, what is your favorite word?
Fuck.
Okay.
It's the most versatile word in the English dictionary.
It's
It
true.
can be used as a verb, a noun, and an adjective.
Might make things interesting for another question. What is your least favorite word?
Love.
Love. Interesting. We're getting deep here on JNC tonight.
Would you care to elaborate? No, just kidding.
What turns you on?
Confidence.
Nice. What turns you off?
Insecurities.
Oh, okay. That's very parallel, or not parallel, but very
that
opposite.
Kind of makes
Yeah.
sense, right?
What sound or noise do you love?
Slide guitar.
Nice. All right. What sound or noise do you hate?
You ever seen Dumb and Dumber?
I sure have. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
You don't have to do it. I won't be mad if
Oh, I
you
was
do.
gonna-
Yeah, I
You were gonna do it?
do it. Come on.
I don't know. I can't really.
That's not even that bad.
I
Okay.
don't want to break.
What is your favorite curse word?
I think we already covered that. That or the other one I can't say really. It's more of a Scottish curse word, if you know what I'm saying. See you next Tuesday.
Yeah. That's mine too.
Hey,
Yeah.
I just wish we could use it more in America without getting slapped a lot.
Yeah. Well, a slap a day keeps
They'll slap
everyone away. All right.
Put that on a shirt.
There you go. What profession other than your own would you like to try?
Probably fisherman.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Professionally fishing every day sounds like a pretty good life.
Hey, man. Well, if this doesn't work out, I know some people. I can put you in touch.
Hook me up.
What job would you not do under any circumstance?
Pool remodeling.
That
You
wasn't
said that so quick.
that
too.
wasn't a dig at all.
It just so happens to be my daily job.
Well, there you go. And finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Welcome would be the first one.
Ah, there you go. What would be the second one, just for fun?
All your dogs are waiting for you out back.
Oh, yeah. That's a good answer. Very good, very good. You did a great job, man. You guys,
Stressful, goddamn.
I know it always is. It's the most fun. Well, you guys, get your thinking caps on because it's time for Name That Tune.
whiteboard time.
All right, you guys. This is what the whiteboards are for. This is the time to shine. We invite all of you tuning in live with us to play along with us in the chats and comments. We're looking for the song name and the artist. All of our participants will be put into our monthly drawing for some JNC swag, which we'll actually be doing next week. So if you play tonight in the chats, Jordan's going to write you down and we're going to get you in there. We'll send you some fun stuff. Tonight's category is Legends of Southern Rock.
Oh, dear.
Bet you couldn't you couldn't guess that one. You guys, let's play. All right. Very first clue in the game coming up right now. Here we go.
Clap your hands, stomp your feet, boogie on down to the redneck backbeat, go down.
Do we need to just
So-
write it down?
Yeah, just write down the name of the song and the artist. But before you show your cards to the camera, we're gonna let the people in the chat room get a chance to throw in their answers there. Here it is one more time for you playing at home.
Clap your hands, stomp your feet, boogie on down to the redneck backbeat, go down.
They were so quick in here.
I know, so close.
Wow.
Eric.
Andrew Gentile said, "We got you on the Lost Prophets, Jordan."
Thank you, Andrew. Jeez.
Tyler, not Kid Rock, not the right answer.
I would have gotten that one.
Unless there's some massive delay, and then they're talking about something from hours ago at this point. All right. What do you guys have here in the lounge? Nobody's answering very quickly out there.
It's a tough one.
Do we need to shout
You
out?
are right, Coby. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, no. Jordan, what did you have?
You're
I got a blank slate,
Oh,
baby.
no. It is Blackberry Smoke, Up in Smoke.
Stomp your feet, boogie on down to the redneck backbeat, go down.
Jacob Small said Hillbilly Hoedown by George Strait. I know, that's right. But Robin Huff said Blackberry Smoke, Up in Smoke. So you get a point there. Not that points matter even a little bit in this game. All right. Next clue. Are you guys ready?
No.
Eric's like, nope.
No.
All right, here we go.
Climb up on a hilltop, baby.
I feel like Vern's always disappointed because he knows them so quick. I'm gonna challenge you. One of these. I rewatched a little bit of because I didn't want to redo the same songs for Vern.
Oh,
So I rewatched it, and he was just like on fire. We didn't even have whiteboards at the time, and he was just like bam, 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 every song.
All of them are like
My
wicked.
handwriting's terrible, so you want to
Here it is one more time for the people playing at home.
Climb up on a hilltop, baby.
Diana in with the win there on Facebook. And Robin as well. What did you guys have here in the lounge? Yes. What did you have, Jordan?
I don't know anything about rock, clearly.
Clearly, Jay in with Jay and Robin and Scott Benj and Diana all in with Molly Hatchet. Dreams I'll Never See. And,
Another piece of Switch in history that was on our original set list from Mike LeBon. That
No
we
shit.
originally learned that was going to be one of our cover songs we did on stage.
It's a great tune.
And actually, just for the record, Coby sat in his truck in Colorado in sub-zero temperatures, tabbing that out. So there's actually like there's like note for note tabs somewhere in like this terrible Mead notebook. You know what I mean? Like of just like every single note.
So good. Awesome. Awesome.
It's like 12 pages long.
Very, very cool. It's a great tune. And getting to see Molly Hatchet down at the Funky Biscuit just a few months ago, it was cool to see. And I feel like any kind of Southern rock band, I feel like it's a staple on a set list, especially if you're doing like a 3-hour show or anything like that. Great tune. Originally done by the Allman Brothers. Little tidbit there. That was one thing that blew my mind, Hatchet, was during Vern's show. Not only did you nail every song we had in the Name That Tune, but you had a tidbit about it as well. And I thought that was super cool. Man.
Or like album
right.
blah 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 side B.
Yeah, it was exactly right. Yeah,
Fifth
it was so
track.
fun.
Oh, you guys should bring him up for a segment every week.
Yeah,
No
it should be
kidding.
like Stump Hatchet.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Writing this
All
down.
right,
I got great ideas all day long.
I got dreams.
But I'll never
They're multiplying. Oh.
We see where Jordan is. All right, third clue and name that tune. Here we go.
Oh, come on, baby. Come and let me show you my tattoo.
Wow, that sounds
Oh, did we stump Hatchet?
we phone a friend.
This is this is like this is a deep. I mean, I know the artist, but this is a deep one.
This is one of my favorite songs, probably ever, I'd imagine. Here it is one more time for you guys. Playing at home.
Oh, come on, baby. Come and let me show you my tattoo.
I had to take the dissolve of their mega groups to dive into their solo careers. But Scott Benj in with the answer. Also Jay in with the answer. Robin in with the answer there. Bethany Lynn joining us on YouTube. Welcome. Mary in with the answer there. What do you guys have here in the lounge? Not 38 special. Coby Dante, no. But I love your artwork, so you get a point.
Yeah, it's very nice.
What did you have, Jordan?
Okay, now mine's more of a question. Is it the same person that does Do the Twist?
No.
It kinda sounds like that song.
Eric is
No?
completely erasing everything over there. Vern, what did you have?
I Allman Brothers.
You're so close. It's one of the Allman Brothers.
Yeah, I know. It's that guy's voice.
It's that guy's voice.
It's the one with the
Well,
voice.
The answer is we're getting tons of answers in here on Facebook and YouTube. I'm No Angel by Greg Allman.
Oh, come on, baby. Come and let me show
So that's not even Allman Brothers. That's Greg Allman.
That's Greg Allman on his own.
It's a distinction.
Yep. True. Nice.
Now, reverse quiz. Who sings Come On Baby Do the Twist?
That would be Chubby Checker.
Okay, great. Not even remotely. Okay.
Come on, baby.
Okay, never mind. That's what I was hearing.
We got two more clues for you guys. Here's the next one.
Rumors spreading round
Oh, I got this one.
in that Texas town.
Damn.
I figured I'd ease it up on you a little
Thank
bit.
you for the love of all alive.
Jordan, are you getting everybody's name that's
Yes.
participating?
Yes.
Good
That's
work.
hard
Here it
to
is one
do.
more time for you guys.
Rumors spreading round in that Texas town.
How.
Or that.
Jay got the artist there. You could show it. There's no rules here, dude. Yes. Well
All the
done.
yes.
It is
Rumors spreading
LaGrange
round
by ZZ Top.
in that Texas town.
Linda said ZZ Top, Latang. And then she tried to say it again and said LaGrange, but all one word.
The stupid phone.
Scott Benj in with ZZ Top, LaGrange. Robin, ZZ Top. Jay, ZZ Top. Andrew, ZZ Top, LaGrange. Diana said ZZ Top, Push. But that's not right. But I see what you're doing there. I see where you're going. You get a point anyway, Diana, because you're awesome. All right, you guys. Final clue here in Name That Tune. Are you ready?
Yep.
Feel like
That's funny.
Hatchet should have just kept the last answer written. Yes, Hatchet got it right there. Joeline.
Misspelled it.
Joeline said ZZ Top. She says she saw them 4 times in concert, which is great. I've not seen ZZ Top. I wanted to go ZZ Top when they were performing with John Fogerty, but I wasn't able to make it to that concert. What do you guys have here in the lounge? Hatchet already had it there. Yep, 38 special. Jordan.
I Felt loosely wrong.
I was about to say, I like.
I was wondering why it
What'd
looked
you have,
so
Eric?
weird.
Nothing? It is Hold On Loosely 38 Special. Nice. Man. Great job, you guys.
That was fun. Let's keep going.
Gonna keep going. I don't have any more. I do remember like in the pandemic, man, when we were doing it and we didn't have any guests. So like it was just Jordan and I sitting here like running a live stream and people wanted to keep going. So I was like, all right, let's just pull from the archives. We'll do it again. And we played Name That Tune, I think, for like 25 minutes. It was wild. Anyway.
Epic.
All right. Well, we're going to move into our next quick segment here. We'll let the guys freshen up their drinks because I think we're going to get a song in right after this. But take some notes because this is your midweek motivation. Thank you, and welcome to Midweek Motivation. I'm Brad Brock. Tonight's Midweek Motivation topic is time management. That's right. Have you ever wished for more hours in the day or found yourself with a list of unfinished tasks at the end of the day? This is a symptom of a very common problem of poor time management. Thankfully, the solution is easier than you might think. The truth is that we have ample time during our day to complete our tasks, but it starts with consciously setting goals that are achievable and can be measured. Prioritize those goals on importance or urgency, then set a personal deadline to complete each task. It may sound counterproductive, but take a break between tasks. Don't burn yourself out. Write down what you want to accomplish in the day and be sure to limit non-essential tasks and activities like irrelevant social media scrolling or watching TV shows during lunch. I am guilty of this occasionally. Might have even been guilty of it today. Plan ahead and be sure to include time in your week for leisure and some R&R. Coming back to business fresh is super important. I'm Brad Brock, and this has been your Midweek Motivation. Thank you.
Very nice, Brad.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, you guys, the boys are all taking pee breaks and freshening up their drinks. We're going to get another tune in here. Coming up after the tune, we're going to get into our shameless plugs, which is super important because it's our opportunity to tell you what you need to be looking for on social media, where you can come and find us perform, and what you can do to help us achieve our goals. So stay tuned for that. Oh man, you guys all went full on for a pee break. I love it. We should have let them into the second bathroom. Yes, we're very posh. We have two bathrooms in our home. Yeah, it's amazing. We're very
fortunate.
Very fortunate, very rich, very wealthy.
They're very big bathrooms too.
Gigantic. You could fit one whole human being in those bathrooms at a time.
Yeah, maybe a small child.
Maybe a small child. That's weird.
That's weird.
You made it weird. You made it weird.
Maybe a pet.
And a pet. You're making it even weirder.
Anywho, Ryan Owens said, "Brad Brock, you are the man."
Oh, Ryan Owens, dude. We do. Past alumni of the Jams and Cocktails podcast, current owner of the Brad Brock Songs About You and Every Other Girl gold record.
True.
Yep. He is.
He made it out with one of your.
He did.
Your gold
he
albums.
did. He made it out with one of my gold record framed records. Well, I guess I don't know, but it is currently hanging in his apartment in New York. So Ryan, thank you for tuning in, pal. We love you, man. What other comments do we have here? Bethany said, "I'm late, but I'm here." That's all right. Let's see what else. Oh, I love everybody playing along in the game was super dope.
Yeah, we had so many. We had 9 people playing.
Wow,
That's a lot.
that's something. And if you include everybody that was here in the lounge playing,
True. That's
Yeah.
a lot. It's a lot to
that's a
deal
lot.
with. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you guys, we did enough stalling. I may even run out and take a little pee break. Yeah, I think we're gonna sneak out. So forgive this one wonderful angle for the next 30 seconds of Switch N Whisky because all the control people are about to run out for a piss
It's
break.
their best angle.
I think Eric should take the captain's chair and take over.
He's gonna take over.
He's got this.
Yeah, I have a shaker over here somewhere. You can just do a
He's dying
shaker.
to say something.
All right, you guys, give it up once again for the amazing Switch N Whisky.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, I'm lying here at home with her, alone as I could be. I drift away, dream of you to come and set me free. With you I'm warm, I'm safe in your sound. Though it's broken, it's all come unwound. The truth of it all, it's easy to see, to be where I should be. Yeah, I'm married to the road, I don't know where I'll roam. I'm married to the road, don't tell me where I'll go. I'm married to the road, the soul knows its way home. I'm married to the road, so take me there and set me free. Been holding on for way too long, the story's getting old. The fire's gone, ashes remain of the seas that I have sown. So I run away, I run to you, I'll burn down, no more the fool. Open wheels, the open sky is where I'll feel alive. Yeah, I'm married to the road, don't know where I'll roam. I'm married to the road, telling where I'll go. I'm married to the road, the soul knows its way home. I'm married to the road, so take me there, set me free. The sun is gone, no more words, yeah, I sung my song. Now it's just me and the starry sky, singing along on the road I ride. I'm married to the road, don't know where I'll go. Married to the road, my soul knows its way home. And I'm married to the road, don't know where I'll
Amazing.
That song hits on so many levels. Obviously, for you guys as entertainers, for me as an entertainer who has done a tremendous amount of traveling, Married to the Road. My God, it's for me. It's something that I'm completely over. I feel like I got my taste of it. I worked on cruise ships for years. I traveled the world playing music, and certainly not kind of like that road dog thing, but like it was nice to sleep in my own bed, but wake up in a different country every day. It was very nice. It was very nice, but certainly something that I can relate to. Hoping that was an original tune. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, coming out on the EP.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
good
I got
one.
you. I unmuted it. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Seriously, I am
Yes.
so stoked for this record coming out. I'm very stoked for the new single coming out. Are you guys going to release the singles leading up to the EP individually?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna have.
It's the answer of the hour.
Yes. Yes to
Yeah,
all.
we're gonna have 3 singles, and those 3 singles will appear on the 6-song EP.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yes.
So there's going to be 3 singles, and then there's going to be 3 songs that are going to be complete surprises.
Absolutely.
Nice. Did we hear any of those surprises tonight?
You heard 2 of them actually.
Amazing. Yes. That's so good.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Answer of the hour. Yes. Well, that's very exciting. So, because I didn't ask about the last song, but tell us a little bit about the song you just played, Married to the Road. Only because I was literally taking a leak and listening and was like, this is, that I can relate to this. And I had to come back and talk about it. So,
I don't know. I guess the song's basically, it's all about, like you said, being a road dog. Everyone always asks about, like, what do you want to be as a musician and stuff. I'm like, man, I don't care if I make it rich or famous. I just want to be out there. I want to be traveling with my boys and just seeing the world. I'm married to the road. I don't got time for nothing else. I want to just be out there on the road, just doing it, seeing it, living in the van, whatever it takes,
right.
Just go see the world, travel.
So this was your song. You wrote this?
I wrote most of the lyrics, and then Vern, like I said, I give him a jumbled up bunch of lyrics, and he makes it a masterpiece.
But I feel like that's the collective. That's what makes a band so great is when you come together with ideas and you use each other's strengths to bring it together to be a cohesive piece. Where are you guys, if you're at liberty to say, where are you recording all your tunes at? Or are you doing it through different spots?
Most of our all our drum recordings are at Raincat.
Nice.
And then everything else we pretty much do in-house. And then
Really?
Vern mix and masters them himself.
Vern
Oh.
on another planet
I
of,
know, right? Just does
of
everything.
mixing and mastering, like all of your records, and we had talked a year ago. I can't believe, Jordan, that it's been a year since we've had you on the show, Vern. It's mind blowing.
I know I've gone grey.
Yeah. And you don't even look a year older, man. You look great. You look great. Good
Thank
for you.
Oh man, it's this amazing South Florida plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Botox.
See, you're taking advantage of the amenities that Florida has to offer.
I can't tell when he's mad anymore because he's just got that smile on his face all the time.
Really? I thought I've got a resting bitch face. all the time, so.
That Botox will change that.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
Serious. Oh man. Very, very excited. Do you guys have a title for the EP? I'm digging now because I really I kind of want to get the exclusive.
We were thinking of calling it "Keep It in the Red"
Sure.
as the
It makes
first
sense.
single, as a title, and that'll be the title track, obviously. But because it's more. It sounds so lame, but it's like it's more. It's "Keep It in the Red." It's like a philosophy in a way, like how we are willing to really work our asses off and burn it to the ground to get this music out and get it to the people and drive around all over and play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a philosophy because the three of us, Coby, Eric, and myself, Obviously, Vern does this full time
Sure.
because that's what he needs to do full time.
Right.
That's what he's here to do, and he plays his solo shows and he plays the Switch N Whisky. But the three of us too, and Vern works extremely hard doing what he does day in and day out, and he's mixing and mastering, and he's doing social media and stuff. But the three of us too, working our day jobs, and then Thursday through Sunday, sometimes,
Right.
driving 3 hours to another city and setting up a full PA and, going through a sound check, playing for 4 hours, breaking down, going to the next gig. That's where Keep It in the Red becomes a philosophy.
Well, I mean, I wholeheartedly agree. Like, it's there. It never drops into the green. Like, you guys are at 110% at all times, and I find that, well, even because we came to see you the day after Vern was here, doing his first appearance here on the podcast. We went and saw you guys at Crocodillo's just the next night. It was the very next night, and was just blown away. And Coby, I've known you for years now, through various musical facets. I don't even think I met you through music. I think I met you one night. We were at it used to be Harper's, now it's the Goose.
Oh,
and,
you don't say.
You don't say.
Wow, shocking.
And we did, and we chatted, and I was like, oh, dude, I was like, we need to connect, we need to stay friends, and we did, and then I saw you move through all these different musical, and followed you. Social media is awesome. And people think that it's terrible in some way, but like I'm fully convinced that if it's used in the right way, it's a great way to connect with people that you might not otherwise. And that is a perfect example here.
And Brad, I just want to say, like, in the same way that Keep It in the Red is a philosophy, I think Switch N Whisky in and of itself is a philosophy. I think Switch N Whisky is a multitude of elements coming together that shows the importance of, as I said previously, a legacy, and a philosophy that we want to have a good time, we want to rock, we want to kick ass every single show. We treat every show like it's Madison Square Garden, as every rock band should, and Switch N Whisky being that philosophy, we hope to carry on, for many years into the future, and we hope to hand it down someday to aspiring musicians, rock musicians who, admired that legacy.
They say that rock and roll never dies, and it clearly hasn't died because you guys are here doing what you do, and I applaud that with our wonderful studio audience. But seriously, it's really, really important to keep rock and roll alive. As I mentioned, there was a minute where I listened to a Buck Cherry record and was like, fuck this. This is no good. And then it was just a testament to where I was at the time, like rock and roll didn't mean anything to me. But that music a year later was everything. And I was obsessed. I was totally sold on Buck Cherry forever,
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
It's exactly right, man. And it's just rock music. It needs its place, and you guys are doing a really great job at keeping it there. Originally, you're making original music. I'm very, very excited about the EP. I certainly want to maybe put something together, or be present at that CD release, album release. I don't know what they're calling it these days.
Absolutely.
but we would love to be there and be present for that, because we're totally invested in the future of Switch N Whisky. You guys, yeah, man, you're fucking killing it. It's fucking rock and roll. And the next time we have you guys on the show, we're hoping to be, this might be a little premature, but we may be in a facility where we're not like we have neighbors situation, and we can have a full on rock show, and I'm very, very excited about that as well. So we'll be able to let you guys go, keep it in the red. We'll keep it in the red on the dials here too. So we're gonna move into our shameless plug section, whereas we get to go around the room and talk about all the things that we want you to check out, go see, sign up for, do our things here. I feel like I fucked Jordan out of her intro. So Jordan, what do we call this?
We don't have to do that. Okay. Shameless plugs.
You do it so well. I can't ever deny you. But you guys, yes, as always, we're gonna turn over the beginning of our shameless plug segment to our special guest, Switch N Whisky. You guys, tell us what you got going on. Where do people need to go? What do they need to check out? What do they need to click on? What do they need to sign up for?
Okay.
Et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, firstly, please go check out our single on YouTube or our Facebook page or anywhere. You guys can go to switchandwhiskey.com and all the links that are important are on there. So please go check out our music. Give us a bunch of spins on Spotify, on Pandora, on Deezer, wherever you guys listen to music. We've got another single release coming around the end of the month, so please stay tuned for that. Gig-wise, this Friday, we're at Taco Tiki in Jensen Beach, which is going to be another banger of a gig. We always have a big crowd there. And then this Saturday, we're going to Whiskey Park in Naples. So to our
Keep it moving.
Yes. To the people on the West Coast, please come out to Whiskey Park. And then next week, Friday, we're at the Gin Mill in the Land. So that's always a good one. And then that Saturday, we're playing and we're opening for Kiss Alive at Walking Tree Brewery, which is Walking Tree Brewery's anniversary party.
Nice.
So that's going to be a big gig. So, and if you guys want any future gigs, please go check out switchandwhiskey.com or follow us on Bands in Town or check out our Facebook page, events. Anything else you guys want to plug?
Shameless plug. I'll be at the Goose tomorrow night with Joshua Gaines, 7:30 to 10:30. And then before I head over to Naples from noon to 4 at Harley Davidson in Treasure Coast. And that's every week. On top of the whole band on top. That's my shameless plug.
So you're at Harley Davidson every
Saturday noon to 4.
Playing music?
Yeah.
Solo?
With Joshua Gaines.
With Joshua Gaines.
Yes.
Nice. Very cool.
And then
that's good to know.
As well at the Goose, 7:30 to 10:30 every Thursday night.
Nice. Oh, fun.
Wow, that was shameless.
Yeah.
Totally shameless.
I thought he was going to plug that he was just going to the Goose for
No.
happy
I'm not
hour.
going to lie.
At
Dead
first, I was
serious,
like,
straight faced. That's what I thought. Because I was like, I got to go fucking meet him there.
Yeah.
You sounded so enthusiastic doing that.
Well, I mean, we could go right now. I mean,
mean,
we didn't have that many cocktails, right?
Listen, don't threaten me with a good time.
I'm just saying, there's a close bar around here. ain't
I
there?
do want to mention in the comments. I gotta scroll back up to it.
Yeah, there were a lot of good ones.
There were some
I'm
good
sorry,
ones.
I'm slacking off reading them.
Somebody said they would drive the bus. That was the one that I saw.
How did you know?
It was Jacob.
It was Jacob.
Jacob says, "Fuck it, I want to drive the bus."
He is going to be our bus driver. He's a pilot, 100-ton captain already. I was like, you just get your CDL,
he's ready
bro.
to
You
go.
can drive us all over the world.
Oh, by the way, if somebody wants to give us a bus,
Oh, yeah, we'd like one of those.
Too.
Accepting
we are
buses
accepting
now.
buses.
Diana brings up a good point here, you guys. She says, "Need shirts with that on it." I don't know.
With Keep It in the Red.
Keep it in the red. Do you guys have merch?
They're coming. We have our
Yes.
regular merch. We have a Switch N Whisky tanks, and then we have a purple tank as well to go with that, and long sleeve and T-shirts. We got our black and purples, 2 different designs, and then we have our Keep It in the Red coming as well.
Awesome. Well, we'll definitely get into some of that. You guys have hats? I fucking love hats, dude.
Not yet, but soon.
That's all right. I might
We got koozies
even
and
make a
stickers.
one-off. And just wear it here on the show. But that's awesome.
You can get a sticker and put it on the hat.
We have stickers
Always
They have
thinking.
stickers,
She's
yeah.
always thinking over
I
there.
got you. We'll figure it out.
behind every great man.
Yeah. Is Jordan. No.
Is Jordan.
It's Jordan.
There's a Jordan behind every great man. Well, that's awesome.
Put that on a sticker.
Anything else for you guys to plug over there?
All right. Well, my shameless plug tonight is probably not so shameless, but more shameful. Can I look at this camera?
That's the one. That's your
the one.
camera.
That's the one. I want everyone to click subscribe, like, and whatever the hell else you have to do to Jams and Cocktails podcast. If you want the who, the what, the where, and the why the hell did I get so drunk, you need to subscribe to this channel. You need to watch it every week. It's going to do you a load of good. It's going to help your general well-being, your health, and thank you so much for having us on tonight,
Oh my
Brad.
God, dude! Thank you, guys. Oh my God!
You guys are doing really good service to everybody. We need more people like you guys. So thank you so much.
Well, I hope there's not too many people like us, because then we have all this competition. You guys are going to be like, no, they have top shelf booze at their podcast.
I don't know, but there's like 350 bands just in this area. Just
It's
in the
true.
street, probably.
But
It's
there's
unbelievable.
Something unlike drinking bottom shelf alcohol with us. I mean, what could be better than that?
There's nothing better than that,
Exactly.
really.
I mean-
I do have to point out that Hatchet brought us a wonderful gift of I'm sorry, I've been drinking Woodford Reserve, and there it is there. And thank you so much, man. And we
Yeah, thank you.
round of applause.
For those who don't know, that's cheap shit.
We have been building that bar, and it's pretty. First of all, it's the most impressive bar that I've had in my drinking years, since like 14 years old, and so it's very, very cool.
I couldn't have that bar in my house. No way.
No willpower.
I have to wake up at 5:30 in the morning. No way can I have that in my house.
I tell you what, man.
I mean, in the morning that'd be great, but they gotta lock it after like 9. You know.
It helps that it was a slow build, because the thing is, when we run out of something, the commitment that I made to myself for the bar is that when something runs out, I go and get more. So if somebody brought us a gift, and it was some really nice bottle of whatever, and then my brother comes over and mixes a $high rum with like Red Bull or Diet Coke.
What are you doing tomorrow night after my show?
Yeah, I have to replace it. That was a total dig at Steve the Bruce, who's not here tonight. I wish he was, because he would have loved this show.
I like how you asked him, "What are you doing after the show?" As if what he's doing during the show isn't relevant. Yeah, the bar's here.
The bar is here.
Well, I think they'll release a deleted scenes episode. You know?
Well, no, this is all live right now. No, but seriously, so we replace everything that comes into the bar. So that's my way of not drinking everything up there, because I know I have to go and then spend the money to replace it, and I don't want to do that all the time.
Well, it is a work of art for what it's worth. Looking
Thank
at
you.
it right now, it
does look beautiful, right?
I don't want to touch it because it's so beautiful.
I don't even know. I don't even have a good
But you're
shot
going
of it
to anyway.
tonight. But
we're
going to
going to
anyway. Well, that's awesome. You guys, I guess I'm going to bring it over to me for shameless plugs. I'll put a little music on. My shameless plugs are important yet uninteresting in some ways, except for the first part, because I do want to thank everybody for tuning in live. It's so cool to have live viewers on a podcast. Podcasts are generally a subscribe to, digest at your convenience kind of form of entertainment, which is very important in its own right. But to do it live is a whole other beast, and that's what this whole show was built on. And the viewers, the live viewers, is really what keeps it perpetuating. So thank you, live viewers. You guys are awesome. If you're not tuning in live, we do invite you to come in and tune in on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, or our JNC radio. You can enjoy the shows in real time as it happens. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe to our channels. Shout out to our sponsors and partners at Code Rum. Love them. They are now back in stores and bars near you. Our friends at Hop Life Brewing, the Sneaky Tiki in downtown Stewart, Jeff at Treasure Coast Entertainment, Zach at Parklick Films, Todd and Laura at tcnightlife.com, T Coast Studios, Paul from Drums and Rums, and Drizzly. Please support local when you can, you guys. Speaking of JNC Radio, listen to our companion internet radio station, JNC Radio, on live365.com. Just search JNC. Tune in to great indie music, including music from our local Treasure Coast artists like Switch N Whisky. They are spinning on the station right now. You guys, you can also tune in to our JNC Radio on our JNC podcast mobile app. Where is it? There it is. Check it out. You guys, it's totally free for iPhone and Android, and you can get it on your favorite app store. Check it out. It's awesome. You can listen and watch these shows. There's a great calendar from tcnightlife.com. You can see where all the music is going down on the Treasure Coast. They have literally the most comprehensive calendar that's out there for this area. So go check them out, support them. I personally have a few one-man band shows coming up. Tomorrow night, I will be at the Square Grouper in Fort Pierce with Justin Mandel at 8 p.m. Saturday afternoon, I will be at Costa de Esta Resort in Vero Beach. I don't know why I didn't make it on this list, but Saturday night, I will be at Hop Life Brewing at 8 p.m. Monday, I'm running on a double. Lord Jesus. 12 p.m. I will be at Blue Point Bar and Grill in Tequesta. And then Monday night, I will be at the Square Grouper in Jupiter at 8 p.m. This, of course, if you're listening to this 6 months in the future, this is July of 2021. Oh, these all say it's June. Wow. Note to self.
That's how busy you are.
We need to get rid of this bar. If that's over here.
I think you need to switch to the type of whiskeys you're drinking.
I need to go Switch N Whisky.
Yeah. Another moment in switching history. Amazing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We spoke about it a little bit earlier. Don't forget to tune in to the Johnny Ringo Show on Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, where Johnny Ringo and myself host a fun show interviewing interesting guests. We drink rum. We talk about treasure hunting and fishing and so much more. You can watch it on Facebook or listen on iHeartRadio or JNC Radio. This has been my Shameless Plugs. Jordan.
Hi.
What's your shameless plug?
Okay.
I'm sorry that I
It's
I
okay.
skipped over you.
It's better this way. The anticipation now.
The anticipation.
You can catch us, Brad and myself, you know, the socialites that we are.
Hair flip.
Yeah, it was in the cord. But on Friday night, we will be at Terra Firmata for the Cashed Out with Sideways and Sierra Lane show.
Oh, we love Sierra Lane.
Yes,
yeah.
I love her. From 6 to 10 p.m., I believe the show is, and they should all be amazing. So we look forward to the other acts as well. And so come out, meet us, say hi, support local venues and
Yeah,
music.
for sure.
And
No, well, Sierra Lane
Period.
is an artist that we feature on JNC Radio.
Yes,
We play her music pretty often.
yes. Check out Deep Dive.
Yeah.
Excellent jam.
Deep dive. It's great.
And that's it. So
Oh.
come say hi to us, basically, or see the show.
That has been Jordan's
Thank you.
Shameless Plug.
I approve this message.
Well, you guys, we are coming to the end here for the show. Unless Switch N Whisky has another song they want to play. But we're not going to put them on the spot or anything. We're just going to whisper into the microphone.
Pretty please with a cherry on top.
I don't. they told us when they came in, they were like, we only have a few songs prepared. We don't normally do the acoustic thing. But I have to say, you guys, you fucking killed it.
Yeah.
Like,
we're here for it.
No shit. I like this, and I think you should incorporate this. Maybe not like in every show, but like there should be some Switch N Whisky like intimate acoustic performances. This is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And
I would agree.
And we thank you guys so much for coming in and doing this.
We like
It's
this.
really, really
And,
cool.
thank you very much for thinking of us and having the four of us on. We appreciate it.
I mean, I feel like when I met up with you guys at Crocodillos after Vern was on the show, I was like, you let me know when you guys are ready to release a record or you have something that you want to push and promote. And by God, if Vern didn't reach out the minute that you guys were about to drop a record or drop a single, I was like, fucking A, man. These guys are on their shit. I love it. Thank you for being here. Let's do it again. Let's do it a million times. Definitely want to hook up with you guys when you release the EP. Even if we're just present at the release.
Absolutely. We'd love that.
Yeah. We'll bring our velvet ropes and just rope off a little area for ourselves. just two. Just enough to like rope the two people in.
That's the smoking section.
It's the smoking section.
Woo.
For sure. Well, you guys, the time has come to say goodnight. Thanks again to all of you tuning in live. I know I said it in Shameless Plugs, but I truly, truly mean it. It's very, very cool to have live viewers. It takes the show to another level, the interaction. Thank you to the wonderful Miss Jordan Taylor.
Oh, thank you.
You guys give it up once again for Switch N Whisky. Amazing. Yes, yes, yes.
And give it up for Brad Brock.
Oh, I'll take it. I did the move. Next week on the show, he's here. He's local. He's playing live shows on the Treasure Coast. You guys will have our